welcome to another episode of Random Ish with Sandra. How you doing? What's crack-a-lackin'? How you feeling today? Oh my gosh, it's super early morning, so I actually will be pausing to drink the coffee today. Lots of good news. Hey, I've got a new platform. Well, technically it's an old platform that I'm returning to. Technically, I'm not returning because I never actually really left that much. But anyway, let me say this correctly. I'm going to be on a new station. Woohoo! Yeah, I'll tell you all about that. Seriously need the coffee. I'll tell you all about that coming up. Today we'll be talking about finances. There are 7 levels to financial freedom. I'm trying to get to number 7. Mhm. I'm I'm on my way, but obviously never number 7 when I read it. I said, "Damn." I am a far away from that, but we are working on it. So we'll be going over that for those of us who are not living to make money but would like to create wealth. Hello. I told you about some crazy news earlier having to do with our bloodstream a few months ago. Yeah, well, there's more news coming up with that. Of course, our random question and the nerd in me. It's all coming up. Okay. So I got the long pony today. I got the long pony today. What? The thing is, we're just hitting the booty today. What? You better stop playing. What? Anyway, the first story that I want to share with you that made me say, "What?" when I first read it. Okay, so months ago, I told you about a story saying that was claiming this doctor saying that men's sperm count was going to be down by like 2045 and that the population was going to have an extreme decrease because of the plastics found in men's semen, right? Well, guess what? Unfortunately, plastics have now been found in our bloodstream. Okay, I know. I just wanted to get this story in and out as quickly as possible because I do want to preference it with saying this that even though plastics have been found in our bloodstream, I am an energy believer. And yes, I know that plastic is of a different type of material, but regardless, everything on this place, in this place, through this place, it's still energy. So even though we're seeing this, that there's plastics being found in the bloodstreams that cannot be filtered out, this is where I say to you, it is extremely important that we learn how to tap in, right? That we learn how to tap into the energy, that we stay very diligent on making sure our mental health is good because our mental health being good is going to make our body be good. And I do think that our body has the ability to adapt to different chemicals and materials and can learn how to live with it. So just in my opinion, that's something that we have to mentally fight this because you can't get it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for certain people, even hearing this might just totally freak them out. And I do think it's great that we move towards glass. So for all of those who like to listen or watch this podcast, stop using plastic, y'all. Stop using plastic because it's getting into us. All right. But then again, like I said, if everything is one and it all boils down and it's the same molecules and atoms, then technically shouldn't we be able to? Yeah. But then that goes into crazy thoughts, and I'm going to go down a rabbit hole with this continuing this conversation. So let's move on. Well, moving on to something a little more. I thought I was actually going to lead with this story, but apparently not. I wanted to talk about plastics in the bloodstream. Comedy. It's something that we've talked about a couple of times, right? Like in hopes that because we're becoming so PC, we're becoming so much aware of other people's feelings that it can then sometimes get like now we're being overly sensitive and now you can't make jokes, you can't say anything. Now, we already know what I'm referring to, right? Yo, Fashion Nova, thank you for the cute shirt. But Fashion Nova, y'all wrong. Y'all was wrong. I don't know if anybody here watches or gets the text messages from Fashion Nova when they have the sales. But if you do, then you know what I'm talking about with that 40% off sale that they did. They messy and they wrong for mentioning that. Now, I want to mention it because I feel like there's a thin line with comedy, and that's what it really violence is bad. However, And honestly, everybody is allowed to have grace. Now, if Will Smith was like a crazy person and did things like that, well, then we could like jump on him, pounce on him, and just whatever, right? But considering the fact that we've seen this man's career, everybody named Mama has made fun of Will Smith at some point in time or another. You know what I mean? By saying he's too nice. And, for whatever reason, he snapped. Now, that's not what we're talking about. What I would like to talk about is the comedy. Because I love comedy. I always, that's my go-to when I need to like a mood lifter. I'm not into like the thrillers and the dramas. I like to laugh. However, even though I like to laugh, there's certain kind of comedy that I do like. I love comedy that's like real life-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like the comedy about your kids, the comedy about dating, the comedy about being a woman, the comedy about getting older, I'm not really so much into like the poking fun comedy, like to make fun of somebody saying that they're, overweight or that their hair looks funny or why does your face look like that? Or, you know what I mean? Like that kind of comedy, I'm not really into because I feel like that's kind of like mean comedy a little bit, Again, I don't think that comedy should be censored because comedy is comedy is comedy. And the whole point of it is to poke and to make you uncomfortable and, hopefully get a laugh out of you. And you usually are only going to get a laugh because you're surprised by what the person is saying, right? So comedy is supposed to push the envelope. Comedy is supposed to make us think. Comedy is supposed to, at times, make us a little uncomfortable. I don't think that Chris deserved that. It's just better in my opinion. And again, we don't want a PC. And I've really been a little concerned about what will happen to comedy as we become more PC and as more people become like, you can't say that. You can't make fun of those people. You can't say that. You know what I mean? I think that it's one of those situations, though, sometimes when you live it, you can find the humor in it and then get on stage and, other people can relate to those caught off guard, funny moments in life. However, comedians might have to do a little bit of a chin check to make sure you're not doing mean comedy. You know what I mean? Like we could point things out. You can, we could talk about the absurdity of things, but maybe, that's never going to happen. It's never going to stop. It's just, it's not like it's realistic. But I just think that could have been avoided. The other thing that sucks is that the Oscars finally was trying to get a little black. And this is why I feel like it was staged, even though it was Will Smith. And I know that, and please don't let it be that, because Will has been like the spokesperson for a while. And has been loved and adored, right? And the fact that finally the Oscars got a little black and then it got a little crazy, got a little Jerry Springer. I just hope that it doesn't take away because, yeah, we're not talking about the ladies who were hosting. We're not talking about Samuel Jackson and Denzel Washington. There's so many other things that happen that, we're kind of not conversating about because of the slap. But again, in my opinion, that's that bull crap, right? That's that bull. Stop worried about that tiny piece of part that happened in the night and talk about all of the other wonderful things that happen. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. There's levels to this. Speaking of levels to this, I came across an article. I believe we are all working on our coins, right? Becoming financially independent and business owners. So I read an article from Acorns, the saving thing. There are 7 levels to your financial freedom. I'll tell you all about it coming up right after this. Oh my goodness gracious me, oh my. So I don't know about you, but I know that one day, I look forward to having a lot more financial freedom. But again, it's not something that we could just talk about. And since I'm into manifesting and energy works, it's something that I think about. And then we got to follow those impulses and get it together, right? There's always strategies that you can follow. And I came across this article, not so much with the strategies, but giving the descriptions, because I have always kind of wondered myself, like, When I was growing up, I would always wonder, because I was kind of surrounded by people who were doing pretty well, how the heck did they get their money? How are you guys doing that? One day, as a young adult, I had this really great and interesting conversation with an older woman who was just breaking it down to me about get your IRAs and you gotta do this and get some stocks and and get your life insurance policy and and then retire off of that and blah blah blah, And I was like, oh my gosh, but it was a lot of information. But I have still always been very curious as to how can you really measure your wealth, because we got you got hood wealth where you buy the Gucci, the Fendi, the Prada, you know what I'm saying? But maybe you are still leasing your car, or you're still, your car's still on payments, or you don't have a house. So there's there's levels to this ish, right? So I'm not the one who made up these levels. This is actually coming from a financially wealthy hedge fund person who helps other people get wealthy. So this is Sabatier's 7 levels of financial freedom. All right. Now, he is saying that most Americans, okay, so don't feel bad, but most Americans are at level 2. Ready to hear it? Okay. So level 1 is clarity. That's where you're going to take stock on your finances. You're looking at your life. You're looking at what's going on. And you're like, okay, so this is what's happening. All right. Okay. I'm getting clear on it. Now, here's the thing. I don't know about you, but I don't feel like a lot of people do this. I feel like you go to work, you get your job, you pay your bills or whatever, and you kind of just accept that this is where you're at. You don't really think about it necessarily. For years, I didn't think about money at all. I just was, work the job, pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? Why don't I have more money? Type of deal, Now I'm curious to learn, how is it that these self-made people were able to do it? Because apparently I've met a lot of millionaires, and they're like, no, dude, you got the qualities. Keep going. And I'm like, the fuck? The fuck? No roadmap? You can't give me some? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Just tell me I got what I need and just keep going? What the fuck? Anyway, all right. So number 2, which is where most of us are at, is self-sufficiency, meaning that you are kind of working. You're not having to really ask your parents for money, or if you are in need of money, you're able to go out and get a loan so that you can pay your bills. However, most people that are living at level number 2 of the self-sufficiency don't have extra money and are kind of living paycheck to paycheck. And I feel like the pandemic has probably got all of us going, oh, hell no. I'm tired of this level 2 living. You know what I mean? Trying to move on up, boo. I'm trying to move up. So level 3 is where you have some breathing room. Now, the breathing room, it's not meaning that you have a lot of money, but it means that after your expenses are done, so if you can get to this next level where when your expenses are done, you actually have a little bit left over. So most of us paycheck to paycheck, robbing Peter to pay Paul, you got to wait so that this could get paid. Now they're going to get paid. Now you got, you know what I'm saying? And then there comes a point in time where you have a little tiny bit extra over from every month. You got some breathing room. What you want to do, getting out of the breathing room, you want to get yourself to stability, okay? So this is where you're going to pay down some of your old credit cards, pay down some of your debt, and you've got 6 months of money to live on. That's a little bit, now you've got a little bit of stability. So you got 6 months of expenses, all of your expenses, your rent, the gas, the food, the blah, 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 all of that good stuff. So you get there, you get into your stability. Once you get out of stability, now it's time to start investing some of this money so that you can get more returns. Actually, and I mean larger investments, because you should have already been investing. But now your larger investments that will give you some returns get you to level number 5, where you have some flexibility. The flexibility means, according to Sabatier, you've got 2 years worth of your living expenses tucked away. And you're living and paying your stuff regularly. So you got 2 years of expenses tucked away, plus you still have money coming in, and you're comfortable. So once you hit there, you've now reached your flexibility. Taking it to the next level, independence. This is where I would love to get. This is the aim, right? So independence, you are now living off of your investments. This is where your money is making money for you. Usually this is like people who have portfolios or they have retail property. Did I say retail? Real estate properties where people are paying rent and then that is their living expenses. So that's a great thing. And then level number 7, when you get to that abundant wealth. Mm, mm, mm. Now, here's the funny thing. Let me break down abundant wealth for you real quick. What his definition of it is that you've got your portfolio and you've got your investments and you can pull out 4% at any given time and you still good. You still have money coming in and you're gravy, baby. Once you're at that level and you kind of have more money than you can actually spend. So once you're at that level, you've now hit the abundant wealth. Now, here's the funny thing. What he was explaining, just because you make $1 million a year does not mean that you are actually at that level 7, because there's plenty of people, and that's kind of why I'm talking about it. There's plenty of people, he says, that are making $100,000 or $1 million a year and they're still living paycheck to paycheck. So this gives hope to some of us who are not anywhere near those numbers right now. But if you have been doing any kind of investing, you're ahead, boo-boo. Okay, you growing your wealth. If you have any kind of stability, then you need to be proud of yourself. And again, even if you're only making 24, 40, 60, 75, 100,000 a year, if you're still living paycheck to paycheck, well, don't feel bad, boo-boo. There's millionaires who's apparently living paycheck to paycheck. So, yeah. So now that we know the levels to the money, I'm so going to get a financial investor on here to kind of like help us to know like what can we do, even if you're not making, I want to know steps that people could take if you're only making $32,000 a year, because there's still things that you can do to kind of like get yourself a little bit going in the direction of your financial freedom. So I'm looking forward to that. Yes. You know what time it is. You know what else I'm looking forward to? I got some news. Wait a minute. Hey, what's happening? All right. Okay, girl. I was trying to go get some different kind of glasses, but I felt like they didn't make me look that smart. So we're not trying to follow the trend. I am dizzy now. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Don't follow the trends, baby. Stay with the classics. Just saying. Okay, so I got some news for you. All right, so number 1, this is being reported from the UK. There is a gentleman who has been paralyzed and he can't even move his eyes, guys, okay? He can't move his eyes. He really can't do anything. We talk about the power of thought all the time, right? Okay, so guess what, guys? Here is another example of how your thoughts kind of fucking everything. Okay, so this guy is paralyzed. He's immobile. He cannot move his eyes, right? But they have created this brain implant that is able to communicate the thoughts that you are thinking in your brain to the outside world. Now, the dope thing about this is, number 1, what it is that he's thinking about. I fucking love it. Okay, so what is this man thinking about? So they get the brain implant and they're like, oh my gosh, we want to find out, what is he thinking about? And his first thoughts that they are able to decipher, number 1, I want a beer. Number 2, I want to listen to Tool really loud. And 3, he wanted to eat some curry. So there you go. Really, this story is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So, you've got communication. Y'all are figuring out this communication over vibration and frequencies and things like that, right? You're figuring it out. You're going to be able to talk to the dogs. Now, here's the thing, right? It's not for nothing. I love the technology that we are coming up with. And I think that especially in this young man's case where he's paralyzed, he can't even move, but to be able to communicate with the outside world and let people know, I think is just absolutely like, this is amazing. And this is what technology should be used for, right? Like in instances like that. However, in instances where the dog in your house, yeah, kindly let's not go get those voice activated things and be like, oh, let's figure out what the dog is saying. Yeah, I know all the dog lovers are like, oh my God, Sandra. Yeah, whatever. Listen, whatever. I'm an animal lover and I am so against domesticating these animals. I'm sorry. I just am. You're changing their very natural nature to please you. Yeah. I'm gonna stop. Listen, I love the animals and the animals love me. And every time I walk by, they always give me love. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we on the same page. Let the dog be a dog. Stop trying to make the dog into a dog human. It's a dog. Let it be a dog. Just saying. Matter of fact, let me move on to the next story before I start getting you know what it is? Because even people in my life, when I say these things to them, they think that they are always like, oh, well, we know Sandra doesn't like animals. That's not true. I just feel like animals should be where animals should be, and that we need to stop. There's a lot of things that we do to this earth that we change for our convenience. And I just think that we probably should not change the nature of things. All right, I'm moving on to our next nerd in me story. I also thought that this was dopeness. Okay, so sacred geometry fans, any of you know about the sacred geometry? How our universe is built off of these certain shapes, and then they are able to, like, I don't know how, but they fold in on themselves and the light reflection and blah 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 blah, and it makes these different things and blah, 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 all that good stuff. Well, the Fibonacci sequence. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Wow. Have you seen the water documentaries? Have you seen some of the things that water can do with sound? Okay. Well, here's something that I thought I was like, I didn't expect to read this one. I'm talking about sound, but it's coming from an unexpected place. So next time you see a spider web in the corner of your house and you want to just wipe it away, like I do, did you know that this spider web is making music? Dun, dun, dun. Say word. Word? Yeah, so apparently, spider webs can be translated into freaking sound. Yeah, okay, because apparently their little hairy legs and the whatever that is is everything is frequency and vibration, and it is oscillating and causing a frequency and a vibration, and it makes a sound. Apparently there is a whole exhibit. Now, I'm not into, spiders. However, this is interesting to me, so I might have to want to go and check this out. And you can do it virtually. Whew. Okay. So there is it's called Spider Canvas. And basically what it is with this spider canvas, you can now immerse yourself. They've also got this augmented virtual reality thing where you can kind of like go into the web, and then you can pluck the web and you can hear the sound that the strings are making. I know. Right? So spiders are all about the frequency and vibration. I know that I think I read some kind of Celtic whatever, that if a spider web thing does something in the bottom of your windowsill or something like that, it's supposed to bring you good luck or something like that. Well, now I'm like, well, damn, maybe that is true because it's frequency and vibration. Maybe they're, making beautiful sound. I don't know. But I think that is really dope. So I'm not into spiders. If you're into spiders, there is a new exhibit. Again, you can physically go to it. And then there's a virtual reality. It's called Spider Canvas. You can immerse yourself into it and pluck the strings of the spider web and hear the beautiful music that it makes. Because apparently it makes beautiful sounding music. So there you go. And now you're up on the Nerd in Me. Try not to sit on the pony. Try not to sit on the pony, Sanja. I'm looking forward to the hair being that long. Word. Although, you know what? I really was on my way. And then this summer, not talking smack about the products, but that honey stuff. So we were all like, oh, now here's the thing. The honey curls, Cream of Nature honey, whatever the heck it was. It made your curls look great. Like They were like bouncy, soft, full, beautiful. But then come wash day, I don't know about anybody else, and maybe I'm not supposed to comb my hair in the shower. But like I like to comb the hair when I've got the conditioner on. And I ripped out a lot of hair doing that. Mm-hmm. So learn lessons from Sanja. I no longer comb my hair in the shower. I wait until I get out now. Yeah. And I'm sure there's probably hairdressers who are like, duh. Well, I didn't know. I know now, so it's all good. Wait. Hurry. I got like 50 million things that I being, asked to do today. Boom, bada boom. Did I tell you that I'm going back to radio? Yay. 102.5 in Hartford. Yay. Extremely exciting. I actually don't think I did at all. No, I don't think I did. Hey, yay. Okay. So, new station, Hartford, Connecticut. You should be able to shortly hear it everywhere else. The app is being developed, I believe. It's 102.5. I will be doing 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Woohoo! I will still also be on 96.7 The Buzz and doing this as well. Getting us back to being a full-time paid content creator is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So very, very happy about that. Full circle, guys. Like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so let's dig up in this thing. Causing a lot of commotion. Let's see what's happening. What we got? Oh, shit. I feel like this was like last week's. Okay. So apparently when I was making these questions, I had something on the brain. It's been a while, guys. Dun, 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 dun. Sex or love? Bum, bum, bum. All right. So let's be honest. I used to kind of be about the, where I was before. I was kind of like, I don't really feel like people know what love is these days. People got some really weird, convoluted, I need you to be what I need you to be for me to love you type weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, rather than accepting people. So I kind of was like on the just sex. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's interesting is where I'm at now is I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of wanting to feel some love. I kind of want to care about somebody. I kind of want to have somebody to look forward to seeing. I kind of want to have that little, you know what I'm saying, little excited feeling in my belly when I look at somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of want to have somebody that I could share those types of feelings with. So right now, today, March 31st, 2022, I will say love. It's all about the love, baby. It's all about the love.